Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called the Western allies to pursue regime change in Russia. Yes, guys, you heard me right. Not sanction, not isolation, but a full-blown change of government in Moscow. What does this mean for Ukraine? What does this mean for Russia? And what does it mean for the world? I'm Baraka and I'm going to try to decode this whole thing here in this video. Please give me a chance. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe if you haven't. Zelensky made this appeal during a virtual address marking 50th anniversary of Helsinki Accord. He said, and I quote, "If the war does not aim to change the regime in Russia, that means even after the war ends, Moscow will still try to destabilize neighboring countries." That's what he said. And he also urged the Western nation to seize, yes, seize the frozen Russian assets. Billions of dollars, and guess what? Redirected to fund Ukraine's defense. Man, that's really bold, isn't it? Yes, it is. But is it legal? I don't know. Debatable. Russia, of course, has responded. The Kremlin has fired back. The Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accused the EU of drifting toward a Fourth Reich. That's bold as well. Russia, of course, they have refused multiple times to recognize Zelensky as a Ukrainian legitimate leader, citing the expiration of his term under martial law. And they are doubling down on this demand. Any deal must be signed by legitimate Ukrainian authority, meaning not Zelensky. Now, I'm going to get to that later on. But what does regime change really mean? But let's be clear, regime change is not a policy, it's a gamble. History has told us that regime change rarely ends well. We can look at Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, and the aftermath is almost often chaotic, not stability. Ukraine is losing a lot in the battleground, especially in Chasiv Yar. Russian drones struck Kiev again, killing 26 people. Zelensky, of course, needs to fire back and is looking for a new narrative. And the new narrative happened to be regime change. That happens to be the new narrative. Of course, the Western countries have also responded, but they are not in favor of this. They sound divided and, of course, caution. Washington is watching this super close. President Donald Trump has threatened new sanctions if no peace deal is reached by August 8th. But regime change, yes, Donald Trump is not looking at that yet. I think maybe that's a cross line. European leaders are wary, of course. That's why they are cautioned and divided on this, because they know destabilizing Russia could unleash consequences across energy markets, cybersecurity, and global stability. And I did say I was going to get back to this. Zelensky's term has technically expired. Under martial law, election are suspended. Russia is using this to undermine him. They say any treaty signed by Zelensky is not valid. Now let's get back to the biggest bomb of them all. Let's talk about the frozen assets. Yes. Western nations have frozen Russian assets. I'm sure you already know about this. We've been talking about this for over a year now. Zelensky wants to seize them now, and he wants the billions of pounds that these assets are worth to be used to fund Ukraine. But international law is murky. International law disagree with this because seizing a sovereign assets could set a dangerous precedent, because other countries are seeing this and they might think, hey, we might do it as well. So that is not good. But what will happen next? If the West backs regime change in Russia, Russia could retaliate. That could be militarily, economically, and digitally. Cyber attacks will be everywhere. Energy blackmail could be a thing. Proxy wars might be on the rise, and as you can see, it holds a high stakes globally. Meanwhile, China is watching, Iran is watching, the global south are watching. If regime change becomes a Western tool, it could trigger a new Cold War. Of course, now, as we already know, Zelensky has made his move. He called it for a regime change in Russia. It's bold, it's risky, and it's a test. It's a test for the West, it's a test for Russia, and it's a test for the rule based on international law. Regime change is not a slogan, as we already know. It's dangerous. It's a strategy that brings a lot of consequences. This is Baraka Show. I hope I explained everything to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Just a quick pause, guys. I need your help. We need your help, because this machine have tried everything. They've deplatformed us once. They've shadow banned us, as you can see from the views. Blacklisted us, and the channel remains demonetized. You want to know why? Because we report on something that they don't want you to know. But guess what? We're still here. We're still standing, broadcasting raw, unfiltered truth right through the technocrat machine that they want you to live in. They want your system. They want everybody to live in this machine, so then they can surveil and control and see what you're saying, see what you're not saying. But we resist that. But I have to be honest with you. Yeah, we are running a little bit thin, and we need your help to keep this channel alive, because the bills, they can't pay themselves, as we already know it. The system, the server, the little crew that we got, the little studio that we have right now, it's all powered by you. All the donation that we get, it keeps this alive. This keeps the crew alive. And yes, I get it. They want to silence us. They want to shut down the show. Because, yeah, it's the last firewall between you and the psychological warfare that they call news. Because we tell the truth. We don't control the news. We give it to you raw, and you make your own decision with it. But here's the good news though, because there's many of us than them, because we got a lot of freedom loving warriors here listening to us like you. So I'm asking you, every listener who can chip in a few quid a month or once, not only gonna make us survive, but expand the team and expand the mission. So I'm asking you to keep us on air, keep the mission alive, and keep this voice on chain. Not just my voice, many other people who are asking for help too. So if you're able to, if you can, go to the link in the description, the first link in the description, just leave something, leave a donation. It could be 50p, it could be £50, 500, it could be anything. We appreciate it. And I want you to know this is not charity, this is a resistance. We're not here to beg, we're here to fight, as you already been seeing us fight. But with your help, we win, and we always win, always. Let's get back into the video.
And the show host, Baraka Amuri.